Diamonds in the rough. NFL Draft Diamonds. Time to shine.
Hi, my name is Jimmy Williams with NFL Draft Diamonds, and today I have with me a diamond in the rough. His name is Todd Summers. He's a tight end out of Villanova. Nice to have you on, buddy.
Thanks for having me, Jimmy. I'm excited for it.
Yeah, I mean, we actually sat down. We've talked to each other a couple times, actually. So, I mean, there's been at least one interview that's on the NFL Draft Diamonds website right now, and we did one of these Zooms like about a year and a half ago when like this whole pandemic situation hit. So for people that haven't heard that, read that, seen you, or whatever, give them a little bit of a background as to perhaps who you are, where you came from, and how you got there to Villanova.
So I grew up right outside of Pittsburgh. I was a bigger family. I'm the youngest of five. I went to Franklin Regional High School, and in high school, I originally thought I was going to be a basketball player. I ended up quitting football my sophomore year of high school to focus on basketball, and then ended up jumping back into football. And my recruiting was a little later in the process. I didn't get any offers or anything until my senior year. And then I just thought Villanova had the best combination of academics and athletics, and it was definitely the right fit for me. Had a great career. Got to stay there 6 years, so not many people can get to do that. So COVID helped me out a little bit. And I was a economics major there, and now I'm finishing up my master's in business administration.
Yeah, I mean, like you had mentioned, I mean, a standout basketball player actually there for your high school. So, I mean, again, you were thinking there for a while, hey, man, this basketball thing might work out. I mean, the one thing, like on your profile, it says somewhere that you scored over 1,000 points or something in high school, which is crazy.
Yeah, it was high school. They let me. I'd play point guard some games. I'd play center the next. So I was able to spread the floor a little bit.
So yeah, I mean, they obviously fed you, and you scored a lot there. As a basketball player, certainly as a basketball player, those talents do transition well to the game of football. And you yourself, again, just kind of so people get a full range of like the type of tight end you are. You're pretty decent sized tight end, about 6'5", 250, 255 pounds. So certainly a guy with some size to work with. I don't know how it was there in high school, perhaps like if you had to put some weight on when you first got there to Villanova.
So, I was real skinny when I got to Villanova. I was maybe 215 around that. I was still thinking I was a basketball player back then if I got there. So
you could have been a wide receiver then. I don't know, but obviously you ended up putting on some weight, filling out there as a tight end. So chat with me for just a second. So I know you've played some other positions throughout your more or less your career going back to high school. What other positions did you play?
So in high school, I played both ways. I was a defensive end and a tight end. So a lot of the guys in our team were able to play both sides of the ball, play the whole game. So that was awesome. And then basketball, I would play 1 through 5. So it was pretty fun.
Gotcha. So, I mean, again, you get a guy who can run the court, I guess, and also go out there and do a great job as a tight end. Definitely some interesting turn of events there whenever COVID hit. So you kind of did a 180. So go ahead, or a 180 and then really a 360 because you came back. So walk us through that.
So at the end of the 2019 season, we had COVID happened, and nobody knew what was going to happen the rest. We knew that our fall season wasn't going to happen, and we were going to end up playing in the spring and have another year of eligibility to play next fall. And I did not get into Villanova's graduate program. So instead of just taking classes that really weren't important to me for a year and a half, I put my name in the transfer portal and I ended up transferring to Duquesne because I got into their master's program. And after the first semester at Duquesne, I got very good grades, and on my own, I applied to Villanova's graduate school and got accepted. Then after I got accepted there, I knew I wanted to go back to Villanova. I never wanted to leave there. So I put my name back in the transfer portal and called up Coach Ferrante and said, "Hey, Coach, I'm accepted into the MBA program. If you have a spot for me, I'll be there tomorrow." So I got the hard work done for you. As long as you have a jersey for me, I'll come back for you. And I'm thankful that he was able to take me back.
Interesting. So, obviously, a person that wanted to pursue academics, really first and foremost, and then, you got the classes that you needed to have done and then transferred back. Obviously, a place, like you say, never really wanted to leave. So, you've been there at Nova for quite some time. Did you play any football at all at Duquesne?
No, that was the fall of 2021. So we didn't play. The season was canceled. We had lifts, and then I think I was there for maybe like 1 or 2 7-on-7s. Our practices were in groups of 10. We were wearing masks. So really no football there.
Yeah, so I mean, again, we're just talking about like that COVID year, nothing happening, 2020, and then of course you ended up coming back. Definitely fun to have you back there for sure. I mean, I'm sure guys really had open arms, just kind of waiting for you to come back. Let's talk about you as a player. So, I mean, obviously you get a guy like we had already mentioned, very, great athlete there, some good size. What do you feel separates you as a prospect? Maybe like the best part about your game?
I'd say my versatility. At Villanova, I really lined up everywhere. They would have me connected on the ball, lined up in the wing. I would line up as number 1 in the slot, line up at fullback. So I've felt comfortable lining up anywhere, and I was able to be a part of the run game as long as the pass game. So really felt comfortable lining up anywhere and being able to block or get open against anybody.
So I'm going to give you 2 scenarios and just kind of, run this by me real quick. So what feels better, blocking for a running back like Justin Covington and allowing him to get in there for a touchdown, or being the receiver and actually getting the touchdown yourself? Which one feels better for you?
Give me a big block for Cov all day. Yeah, definitely give him the big block and going to celebrate with him after is the better feeling.
Yeah, I mean, definitely. I had to give a shout out to Covington there. Really a very exciting, explosive running back that has been at Villanova for a long time. Excellent leader there as well. Any other guys there, real quick, that you want to give a shout out to? Who's remaining there at Villanova that you could maybe give some love
to? Colin Gamroff. I feel like he's been there just as long as me. He's one of the smartest linemen I played with. He'll call out every defense, every call. Nick Torres has another year, big tackle. I'm expecting a lot from him. And then Connor Watkins, he'll finally get the start at quarterback. So I'm pumped up to see what he can do. I've seen it in practice, so let's see if he can do it in a game.
Interesting. So nice to see you guys continuing that trend of some very competitive ball there. So, Todd, you were able to go out to Fort Worth, Texas, and attend the College Gridiron Showcase. So talk to me about that experience, if you don't mind. I mean, any story that you want to share from that experience?
The CGS was a great event. It really allowed everyone to show what they can do against bigger opponents, bigger players. And there were scouts, I think, from like 26, 27 teams there. And I was lucky enough to be a part of the big event. So it was great for me because I was able to show what I could do against guys from like the ACC, Big Ten, Pac-12 were there. So I thought that was great experience for me to be able to go against teams or kids coming from bigger schools. And we became pretty close. There was a couple other CAA guys there. Like David Kroll was a Delaware tackle. Davis Cheeks was there. Carl Mofor. So I hung out with them a lot. So it was real nice doing that.
Nice. So it was a big CAA reunion out there. I mean,
Oh yeah.
obviously some great talent in that conference there for sure. Going out to Fort Worth and really showing out. So obviously, when you go to an event like that, a couple things happen. I mean, number one, you network, you build relationships. And you kind of discussed that a little bit about kind of reuniting with some competition over the years.
Yeah,
Um,
there was a play where I was lined up at tight end right next to Delaware tackle with Albany running back. We ended up scoring that play. So we had a team block with the Delaware, then went and celebrated with Albany. So that was definitely something different.
Yeah, it's something different, something weird, but I mean, obviously, as you move forward, I mean, you're going to have to, you know, I guess mingle with guys that were once your enemy.
Yeah.
So definitely some fun things there. Again, another thing that happens with all-star events like that is you get to rub shoulders with NFL scouts and maybe sit down and do some interviews. So chat with me a little bit about those experiences that you had with those NFL scouts.
Oh, they were great. I was lucky enough to have a couple interviews with a couple teams. So I didn't know what to expect going into it. So a little nervous walking in, but a lot of them were just getting your baseline knowledge, seeing how well you could read a defense, draw up plays, and then just getting to know the background information about you in college. But definitely wasn't as bad as I expected. I always thought it was going to be a lot worse, but it was great. And I'm happy I got that opportunity to talk to a couple teams, and then they were able to see me play down in Dallas.
Great. So I mean, you were able to showcase your talent there. So obviously, with that experience and really like all of your collegiate experience kind of lumped together, is there maybe perhaps one moment, one game that really sticks out in your memory?
The Delaware game this year, we won that, and it was our first time winning the CAA since I think 2012.
Mm-hmm.
So that was awesome to get a championship in my final year at Nova. So that was great for us. I'm excited to get that ring.
Yeah,
and
I mean,
able to beat our rival again is always good.
Yeah, obviously able to get the CAA championship is certainly awesome. Myself, I was able to attend a game where I was able to see you guys really get one over on one of your rivals.
Yeah.
So very exciting. You guys had a great season, being able to upset people and really go out there and shine. Obviously, you played a part in all of that, whether it be as a blocker or as a receiver. But again, like you had mentioned, I do feel like what we're getting in you is really a kind of a complete sort of tight end. So when we look at you and your general makeup, is there like maybe a player in the league that you kind of want to aspire to be, or maybe even model like your game after?
My favorite tight end in the league right now is George Kittle. He's able to do everything, and you can see how hard he works whenever he blocks, because he's not the biggest guy out there, but he'll move anybody, and he has the capability lining up anywhere. So I always try to watch film on him and just model my game after him.
Nice. Obviously, a lot of great coaches that have helped you along the way, coached you up. Is there maybe one lesson from one of those coaches that still sticks with you today? Maybe your position coach, head coach, or even going back to high school. Is there like maybe a lesson that you learned that you want to share?
So whenever I got there, it was actually my sophomore year. Coach Pagan was a tight end coach there. He's now the wide receiver coach. And his biggest motto, he said, no matter what the play is, no matter what it is, outwork, out hustle. He said, those are things that just take effort, and they make a world of difference on tape. And you can if you outwork, out hustle anybody, you're going to make a great player and be able to play against anybody.
Definitely. So obviously, you kind of have to try and outwork as many people as you can. Maybe push yourself to the next level. Um, Real quick, obviously, you got to get in the weight room and do your weight room stuff in order for that to really help push you as an athlete and as a football player. How has that helped you over the years? Getting in the weight room, doing that sort of thing, and maybe even share your favorite lift.
That I learned that the hard way. I didn't lift too much in high school, I'd say. So I got to Villanova pretty skinny, pretty weak, and after the first couple of days of practices, getting pushed around, getting knocked on the ground, realized that really got to get in the weight room, take that serious. So ever since then, I've been doing my best to get as strong as I can and put on weight, and then get to a position where I'm comfortable blocking anybody and being able to take hits. And
go ahead.
Definitely my favorite lift is upper body. Definitely like upper body more than lower body. I'd say probably bench or curls my favorite.
Gotcha. And again, like you had said, I mean, you've gained at least 30, 35 pounds since being a freshman way back in the day.
Oh yeah.
So nice to be able to see you grow into the position of a tight end rather than just being a basketball player.
Yeah, definitely.
Like that about you. So let's get a chance to meet who this Todd Summers guy is outside of a football player. So tell me something maybe fun, unique about yourself, interests, hobbies, or whatever. So give me a little something.
I'm a huge Pittsburgh sports fan. That's definitely my number one. I try to Steelers, Penguins, Pirates. Pirates are getting hard to root for and watch, but hopefully they can turn it around. But love Pitt football, Pitt basketball, everything. So that try to support Pittsburgh as much as possible. No doubt there.
So, obviously right now with the USFL coming into play, we have another professional team there in Pittsburgh, in the Maulers. So, what do you have to say about that team?
So I don't know that much about them, but it was pretty cool seeing some of the guys I played against getting drafted to that team. Like I saw they took Kyle Aletta with their first round pick as their quarterback, and remember playing him down at Richmond. He tore us apart a couple times. But Pittsburgh's a football town, so I feel like they'll be able to get some fan bases, especially if they win some games. People will definitely come down to see. So I'm excited to see what happens.
Sure, and you never know, man. They actually could give you a call and say, "Hey, you want to come down here and play?" So,
that'd be awesome.
So you got to, obviously, be on call because you never know, like, who's going to give you that opportunity. So
definitely, yeah.
So again, just kind of trying to get to know you a little bit more. So if perhaps like you have the opportunity, you get to the pros, you have the money to do so. What sort of charity or cause might you donate your time and money to? Like, have you thought about that?
Yeah, I would definitely want to donate to the Wounded Warrior Project. We've done fundraisers. I think our football team and basketball team did fundraisers in high school for that. So definitely would love to give back to the guys who give their service to the country. That would be definitely number one on my list.
Gotcha. And theoretically, if there was no football, what sort of profession would you pursue?
So I was an economics major and get my MBA. So I want to get into like the financial field, wealth management, want some type of money and numbers. So something along those lines.
Interesting. And do you perhaps like have a I don't know, favorite movie or something that you like to watch? I mean, anything that come to mind for you?
My favorite movie is probably The Town. It's intense, pretty intense, a lot of action packed. That's one of my favorites.
Gotcha. And I was sitting down and I was chatting with you, but have you in fact never seen a Star Wars movie like at all? Like, is that
Never got into Star Wars. Never
so
seen a Star Wars. Never seen a Harry Potter. Those are the two that seems like everybody's seen, but I've never gotten this.
but you know the story? Like you have some idea? Like is anything spoiled for you at all? Like if you were to actually sit down and watch, like maybe episodes 4 through 6 there for Star Wars?
Nothing. I wouldn't know. I
Oh,
know very little about them, so I'd be
goodness.
starting fresh.
Well, hopefully one of your buddies, family members or coaches or somebody will, wrangle you and maybe, duct tape you to a chair and make you watch it. So,
Yeah, no, I'm gonna have to one of these days.
One of these days, man. But I mean, I know you got a lot going on right now as a football player. You're training right now, working towards your pro day. So share with me a little bit about that. When is your pro day, and perhaps where you're training, and any sort of expectations you have for that?
So I'm training at Test Football Academy in New Jersey. This is my 7th week here now. It's been great. Kevin, Gare, and Vance are the best of the best. I've seen huge improvement in pretty much everything since I've been here. They're getting all the technique down. I didn't realize how much technique goes into like the 5, 10, 5, 40 and L before I got here. I thought it was just speed, but it's all technique. So I'm doing my best to get those down as best I can. And my pro day is coming up here in a couple of weeks, March 16th.
Yeah,
So
so definitely coming up soon. So
yeah, got about 2 weeks to put the last minute adjustments down, and then I'm very excited to go there. We should have, I think we have around like 10 guys doing the pro day. So hopefully we get a lot of scouts, and I'm excited to see what I run.
nice. And very finally, like as we wrap up our time, I want you to have your last pitch to all those professional teams out there, whether it's NFL, XFL, USFL, or what have you. Obviously, they're all watching. Um, Give them your pitch as to why they should take a chance on you, sign you, and bring you into their program. So go ahead and do that.
I've From college, I've had a lot of experience. I think in total I played about 50 games. So I've played a lot of football at Villanova. I'm comfortable lining up at any position on the field that a tight end would line up at. I've been on multiple special teams. I've been on kickoff return. I've been on field goal. I've been on punt, and I've been on, I think there was one or two more, but definitely willing to play special teams, played a lot of ball, and just feel like I can do anything a tight end's asked to do.
Yeah, I mean, definitely like you had mentioned. I mean, very versatile guy that can do a whole lot of different things. I mean, quality size and overall athleticism. So I mean, you get a guy who is able to use a little bit of that great basketball background and really go up and get those contested catches and things like that. Being a wonderful asset, like in the red zone and such. So I do feel like you have a lot going for you as a prospect, and wish you best of luck moving forward, buddy.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate it.
Gotcha. Once again, I got with me Todd Summers. He's a tight end at Villanova. Definitely check him out.